What's going on, guys? Lou with CFL Dumpsters. Today I'm going to check on my my truck, see what progress they've made. He's been sending me update videos and stuff, but I want to actually see it for myself. They should almost be done with it. Probably another week, 5 days to maybe 7. So that's where we're headed. It's over in Tampa, and shouldn't take too long. About a 30-minute ride, and I'll hopefully I can film some of it, show you guys the progress. And I've got before photos, and then I'll do like after photos. I think a lot of people would have passed on this truck, but a little bit of knowledge goes a long way, and also having access to the right people that know what they're talking about can help you make decisions in the field, and also when you're making a tough decision on a truck. So when I bought this truck, the only thing wrong with it was the frame, and the frame had quite a bit of rust, had some scaling on it, but it wasn't, some of it was pretty terrible. I mean, it had some layers of flaking, and then in between the layers it had like salt buildup. And this is a northern truck, but I took it to this guy because he's supposedly the best in Tampa Bay. He knows what he's doing, and I'm trusting him to do the job, to do it right, and that way I won't have to deal with these frame issues basically ever again. So that's where we're headed. Let's go take a look. We just pulled up, and doesn't look like anybody's here, but let's go look at the truck. She's all covered up, and when they get done stripping her, they wipe her down with alcohol, and then they're gonna paint it. All this sand is from sandblasting. Oh wow, they already primed it and everything. There's some pitting on the frame. But I think that's just going to be the case. You can see the pitting. The rust was pretty bad. Looks like I got scraped most of it. Painting the cylinders too. Looks like they got my fucking airbags also. We did have some metal loss. But for the most part, it looks good. And this is the best that could be hoped for, considering how the frame was when I got it, because it was pretty brutal. And you'll see here. the pitting doesn't bother me. You see the pitting there in some areas. They got most everything. They're gonna go over black. So they're gonna do 2 coats of this, which looks like they've already done. And then 2 coats of the black. So it'll have some real heavy, good thick paint on there. I'm happy, man. They've done a pretty good job. Everything looks solid. Took all the lights off. All my lights and chicken lights and stuff are off the truck. They lifted the rail. They got the cable, which is good. They got these arms. They go to my tarper. The tarper was new, so it wasn't a big deal. In here was the worst spot, and I'll show you a photo. So that is actually really good, considering this was a big job. Big job. Everything looks good though. It's gonna look new when it's done. So everything that is the primer gray was red. So they did the cylinders, they did everything. I'm excited to see when it's done. The only thing they got left to do, took all these lights out. Only thing left to do, they got to do under the cab and under the hood. So, and there's a lot of protection that goes into that. These are the big sand, what they order to sandblast, these big sandbags full of sand. Yeah, I'm kind of glad nobody's here because it really gives me a chance to look it over really well. Kind of undisturbed. You can see there's still a little bit of flake in there, but they scraped most everything away. Man, I wish the guys up north would have just freaking, you know, you do this like once a year, once every couple of years when it starts, you know, kind of paint gets bad, the epoxy comes off. You know, if you just take care of it, it's like $3 grand. Like, dude, just do it, right? But these guys, they just don't do it, man. And they let the salt eat their frames. Well, that's pretty much it.